Ride On USA, the official optics of Talking Lead. www.rideonusa.com.
All right, lead heads, we are back. Another episode of the Talking Lead podcast, and I am your host, Left Hand, also known as Lefty, also known as some other things that we won't go into right now. But welcome in. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you didn't catch last episode, that was our third episode of the Talking Lead AK Corner presented by Pioneer Arms. And we had a great guest. We had David Fortier, and David was a wealth of knowledge on ballistics for the AK-47 and then some. So even if you're not an AK guy, you hadn't been following the series, you're going to want to go ahead and tune in for that episode just to listen to David and some of his comm block stories. Very good show. Thanks to David. Thanks to Pioneer Arms for sponsoring us and supporting that segment of the Talking Lead podcast. Now, the episode before that, we had talked about disaster preparedness and gave some tips. We had Andrew Brenneman on some things that you guys should be doing to be proactive in case disaster hits you unexpectedly, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's earthquake, whether it's fire, whatever it may be. You'll have some sort of preparedness ready to be able to weather the storm until you can get some real relief. And that's what, unfortunately, our brothers and sisters in North and South Carolina in that area are experiencing now. The aftermath, I think it's up to something like 42 deaths now.
Oh, my God.
Probably and counting. And half of those, I read somewhere, the people were in vehicles. So apparently they were trying to evacuate way too late. They didn't heed the warnings. There was plenty of time. They gave plenty of time, gave plenty of evacuation notice to everybody to get out of there in time. But, some people just thought that they were going to be able to weather it. And then once they started getting a taste of it, decided, I guess, against it and tried to bug out, but a little too late, unfortunately. So you hear in the background, we've got us a guest. And I've been making some social media posts just to give you hints. But it's our good buddy Jerommie Smith with Smith Bradley Limited and Defi Watches, also Prima, and whatever else you started between now and then, which we're going to talk about because you have.
No, we have. We've started a little bit of everything.
I know. You're everywhere. You're everywhere. So the post that I'm talking about is I did a Instagram post, and I shared one that you had put up, and you were with Bruce Willis. And,
yeah, that's right.
And Bruce was sporting one of your... It's an original watch, right? That you made specifically for something Bruce. That we're going to talk about. That's for him, yeah. So we're gonna talk about that here a little bit later. But first, I hear that jackwagon train rolling in. So we got to take care of some jackwagons, Jerommie.
Let's do it.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, Gunny. The train has stationed, and we've got a couple for you this week. Not as many as normal, but we got a few for you this week. And I think I'll start it off, and then we'll let you talk about yours a little bit. So in the midst of, and everybody's probably heard this story, the off-duty police officer who went into the wrong apartment and she shot the residents that was in that apartment. I can't remember where that happened. Was that in Texas, I think?
That was in Dallas.
It was in Dallas? Okay. And I haven't really heard much more about that other than that it's still under investigation. And apparently the family thinks there's a smear campaign, I guess, against the young man that was, at this point, I mean, we don't know if he was murdered, if it was justified. Wrongful shooting, sounds like to me in any case. But there's been another incident where, and these were on duty. They had a warrant and everything, but they went to the wrong apartment. And the kind of reverse happened in this situation. So let me read it to you. 2 officers from the Prince George's County Police Department in Maryland were shot while executing a search warrant for a narcotics. I said that wrong. For a narcotics unit after entering the wrong. That rum's starting to kick in, man. After entering the wrong apartment, according to reports. So the apartment's residents will not face charges because the police department in question has determined that they were acting in justified self-defense. On Thursday, Police Chief Hank Stawinski apologized for the error Thursday and stopped the execution of the search warrants until the department reviews how it confirms addresses and locations on investigative targets. Well, that's probably pretty smart.
Very smart.
I would think, yeah. I mean, and I can see, especially in apartment complexes.
Every time we did a raid,
yeah,
you check, double check, triple check, and we even did on our whiteboard in our SWAT truck, that the map and the layout. You know, it's either number 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever that number is, what floor it is.
For you new lead heads, Jerommie's former SWAT.
So we would, can mistakes happen? Sure. In the heat of the moment, sure. But, you know, you got the sworn affidavit, you got the search warrant. Those who give you the search warrant for the team to go in, then you go over it, confirm the details of it, make sure the apartment number on it. So, you know, either the affidavit was wrong or the RAM man hit the wrong one. And you got to think, when the RAM man hits the wrong door, not everybody else is looking. They're just following. It's like dominoes, man. They all fall in.
Right. Yeah.
So if a number one guy, and that's what my job, I was the RAM man. If you go in the wrong door, nobody else knows. The door's already open, and everyone just down. Then there you go.
Yeah, I mean it's business. Once he knocks that door down, everybody's business, and you know they just got to take down the targets. But unfortunately, these people, there was like 9 of them, I think, on the team. 2 of them were shot. I think the first 2 in. There was one returned shot, I think, from officers that I've seen so far. No more shots were fired from the officers. You know, they exercised restraint, which was good. But yeah, I mean, I'm like you. I've done some fugitive recovery missions, and people's last names, you know, people's first names. We got this guy one time that his first name, his last name was the same. He even looked like the guy. I mean, he could have been his twin brother, but we pulled out the ID and addresses were different. Social security numbers were different. You know, there were just a couple of different minor things that were different, but I mean, you could have sworn this guy was the one we were looking for, but it wasn't him. But in these apartment complexes, I mean, I can understand where some confusion can happen because you get a lot of people with the same names. A lot of people move from one apartment to the other within the same apartment complex too.
Yeah. You know,
people will go, you know, I don't want to be on the top floor anymore. I want to move down to the bottom when you get a vacancy kind of thing. You know, and they move around within the same apartment complexes from time to time too. But yeah, I mean, it's when you're dealing with life and death situations like this, you've got to have 100% accuracy on that because something like this is going to happen, whether it's an innocent civilian getting shot or, you know, it's your police team getting shot. It's tough. And I assume there will probably be a lawsuit that comes from this. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. I bet there's a pretty big one that comes from that one.
Yeah, I would probably think so. So they probably won't be living in an apartment anymore after this. Let's see, what else? Is there anything else? Internal Affairs Division, Special Investigation. The team is investigating the shot fired. That one shot that I told you was fired. No one was injured by the shot from his weapon. So, you know, that's a good thing, I guess, if there's a bright side to that.
Yeah. That would have been 100 times worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like the officers took one for the team, no pun intended, but you know, if they'd have took out one of the innocent people, man.
Yeah, and the officers aren't, I don't think anything's critical on the officers. I think one was shot in the arm, one was shot in the shoulder, but I don't think there's any life-threatening injuries to the officers either, so that's a good thing too. But yeah, so that's one, and I don't know who the jackwagon would be on that, but whoever I guess was intel on that, provide the intel, would probably be the jackwagon. I don't think necessarily the Ram Man would be the jackwagon.
You would think not,
because he's just jamming what he was told to jam open,
Well, yeah, I mean and don't get me wrong, I've been on the run, going up to a house, and you're like, oh my gosh, because you begin really close quarters, especially in apartments, and we'd be in certain housing districts, and it's just door to door to door, and and it could have been a place that didn't have numbers on it. We don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of times you go in there's no numbers on these apartments. It's just door number 3. Is it door number 3 on the left or on the right? And if someone had something turned around.
Yeah. So I mean, it could happen, but again, when it comes to something like that, they've got to be. They got to be 100% sure. So our next jackwagon, I don't know how you want to go about this, but you and I were talking a little bit the other day about this Kavanaugh Supreme Court thing that's going on with this Kristen Baisley Ford. I don't know, something that happened 36 years ago in high school, or was it even middle school? I don't know.
I think it was high school, but this has to be the biggest circle jerking circus rodeo. I cannot believe people are actually watching this crap or listening to this crap or believe this crap. I mean,
you got to be kidding me. That's all people seem to live for these days. That's all. I don't understand it.
What happened to a process is no longer a process. It's who can scream the loudest to get the most attention now wins.
Right.
Who
can be the most annoying?
I love the first one. Like, you need to notify and have the FBI investigate this. And the FBI even came out and said, whoa, this is not our game. We don't do this.
Right.
And then they're like, now you can do this and that. And it's like,
he wasn't a Supreme Court justice when this happened.
36 years ago?
36. I think he was 16 or 17. I don't.
Yeah, 36 years ago.
And we don't even know that it happened. It's alleged. He's been accused of it.
Yeah, we were sitting in the dentist office yesterday, and we were watching the circus on TV, being this show. They were debating, they were talking about, men and this and old white men. And I made a comment. And then this lady in there, she's like, well, she wouldn't put herself through all of this, just to do it. She wouldn't expose herself to this. And I said,
sure.
Well, ma'am, there are people that kill people just for money. You ever seen that?
Yeah. Well, I guarantee there's a payday behind this for her. Somewhere.
It's so funny. People think, well, no one would want to do that. Well, no one wants to go kill somebody, but apparently you write them a check and they'll go do it.
Yeah. And
I mean, I've arrested people, interviewed people. It's like, why'd you kill him? $10,000. Really? Really? So you went and snuffed that guy for $10,000. Yeah, we were in love. Of course you were.
We were in love. With the money.
That's exactly it. So
yeah.
This whole thing has to be the biggest circus. I just think it's the most, it's disgusting, really. There's no more process. It's just scream and yell, and there's my opinion, and that's what matters.
Scream and yell and ruin somebody's life, their career, their family.
For what?
Yeah. Well, there's going to be more. This isn't going to go away, I don't think, anytime soon. So there's going to be more of this come out, unfortunately.
They are achieving what they want, and that is the division of everybody. Because when we have the ability to agree to disagree, we can converse with each other and we can have like-minded conversations. But if there's topics we don't agree with, we can agree to disagree.
Well, yeah, and it's just like I was talking about. I don't know if it was the last episode or episode 4 last, but the OK symbol that is supposedly a white supremacy symbol was started as a prank. I can't remember who the group was called, but it's somebody like was it Alias or Anon or whatever they're called, that just wanted to start and see what they could get started, and it was it was fake. They're like, it didn't mean that. They just came out and just started saying that that's what it meant and started posting all these pictures of white people with the OK symbol at political rallies and stuff. And then that Coast Guard down in North Carolina, South Carolina, wherever he was, went by the camera and, just did the flash the OK. Like, everything's A-OK here. We're doing good, taking care of business. And because somebody got offended because they read this fake news and didn't do their research to find out that it didn't mean that at all. It doesn't mean that. OK means OK. Everything's fine. Everything's good. They sent the guy home, and he was facing disciplinary actions. So they sent a boots on ground, somebody who's saving lives, helping people, because, again, somebody was louder and squeaky and causing a scene. They just automatically knee-jerk react and got rid of him. That's what they're trying to do with this guy, too, I guarantee it,
It's all the same stuff.
Because they don't agree with with him being the Supreme Court Justice,
Well, everybody's got their feelings, and they don't want to get butt hurt. Like, it offends me.
Yeah.
Go home. Just please go home.
Make sure that wasn't Sergeant Major Colin. But, that also goes to you lead heads. So always fact check before you, start jumping on bandwagons and trying to take somebody down. And I'm not going to name names, but one of you lead heads had sent me a Jackwagon nomination, and it was had to do with a Myrtle Beach man who shot at a Hurricane Florence and dies after bullet ricochet. That's a complete hoax. That's not real. That never happened. I think it actually, the last hurricane, like a couple of years ago, the same story was posted. Somebody did something like that. So always critically think and check your facts, double check your facts. Just a little word of caution. So our next hurricane, our next Jackwagon has to do with the hurricane also. And this is kind of a funny one because they didn't get away with it, but they were trying to. You wanna take that one, news crew?
You gotta love it. It's so windy out here. Oh my gosh, I can barely stand up. Then in the background, this dude just walks by.
Just walks by nonchalantly. Yeah. So
it's like everybody has to be a one-upper,
especially on the news. They're trying to always one up.
What happened to the days of like Walter Cronkite reporting the news? Here's the events that happened. You decide. This is just what happened. That's all we're reporting to you. Scoop Jones out there getting the scoop. Here's the report. There you go. Then now you got everybody in their damn opinion sitting there. Well, I got this you got a panel of 4, and here's their opinions.
So this was it was a live coverage. I can't see what news channel it is right now, but it says on Wednesday's episode of the Pat Gray Unleashed, Jeffrey Fisher discussed severe weather conditions reported by the Weather Channel over the weekend as the Carolinas endured Hurricane Florence. Apparently, the conditions weren't as bad as at least one reporter had claimed during his live hit, and the internet took notice. Reporters try to make news stories much worse than they are. And Jeffrey was right. A Weather Channel reporter, so this was the Weather Channel, was seen fighting high winds, but a group of teenage boys debunked his theatrics by walking casually behind the reporters, and they're wearing shorts and t-shirts. They're not even got on rain gear. But yeah, that video, you guys can go to the Blaze. They've got it on the Blaze. I'm sure if you just Google weatherman or something like that, it'll come out too. But I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, definitely, that just goes to show you, even the Weather Channel is not above fake news.
It's all a conspiracy.
I don't know what it is. It's all about keeping their job, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they ain't going to keep it doing that.
No, they definitely aren't. So, unless you got anybody else.
Oh, man, we could sit here all day and do this.
Let's let Gunny haul that jackwagon train out of here, and let's get to the big news from Jerommie. So as we're doing this, we're expecting a call from Sergeant Major Lance Nutt with Sheepdog Impact Assistance, and he's going to give us an update if he can break free on the disaster response teams and how they're doing down there and how things are looking. So We may get interrupted, but until then, we're going to hit you guys with some awesome news here from Jerommie. So, Jerommie, I don't know where to start. You guys got so much going on right now, and we've been leading up to it the last couple of times we've had you on. But we can finally talk about it now. And we, like I said, we made a post, and we talked earlier in the show. Bruce Willis has a new movie out.
Yeah. The new movie is called 10 Minutes Gone.
10 Minutes Gone. And you may be asking yourself, Leadheads, what the hell's that got to do with Talking Lead and Defi Watches?
Well, it's in the name, 10 Minutes Gone, and it has to do about time.
Yes.
And the movie wraps up shooting, I think, today or tomorrow. It's wrapped. So now we can talk about it. Everything's been shot. Everything's been done. And I flew up to the set and got everybody fitted and set up with all their watches. So all of you guys that got Sans 13s, the new ones, that is the watch of the show. Boom. The entire movie, the entire cast is wearing those watches.
So you guys got in, on a hell of a deal to begin with. And now to find out that this watch is going to get this kind of exposure and it's going to fly off the shelves now. You're not going to be able to keep up with the demand.
Well, we're already almost sold out of one model.
You and I were talking earlier. That's kind of how Tag Heuer got so big, is they got featured in
a Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah.
So in Die Hard 2 was where Tag Heuer kind of took off because of its exposure. And the unique thing about this movie is there are so many scenes and shots that are dependent upon a watch and time. They're all my watches that are depicted in all these scenes.
Yeah.
So you got to, of course, you're going to have to go see the movie because I can't spoil any of that stuff.
Can't tell you about the movie yet, but we will get him back on and we'll talk about behind the scenes stuff with Jerommie.
Yeah. So as soon as the movie poster comes out, I'll forward you the movie poster so you can post it on social media and everybody will put it on ours, of course.
Cool.
And then as soon as the trailer comes out, then
we can talk about that too. Is that going to be, that'll be a giveaway right there.
Yeah, we'll do something really cool with that. But it was cool. It got to go up. I fitted Bruce for his Atlantis watch that he wears.
He's got the Prima.
Yeah, so he's got it's about all I can put out. And just saying it's about time. It's 10 minutes. I can only tell you what the press release is already, that it has to do with an event that happens. 10 minutes are lost and they have to retrace to find out what happened during those 10 minutes.
What it can tell you is that Michael Chiklis is also in the movie, and you guys know Michael Chiklis from I know him from the Fantastic Four as Ben Grimm.
The Shield.
But yeah, he's also in The Shield, which I know it's a huge popular TV series, and he was in that. And then he was also in some movies with Jason Statham, I believe. So yeah, he's a huge actor too. Michael Chiklis, Bruce Willis, and then the chick. There's always a chick in the movie, Meadow Williams. Which
there's two chicks in this movie.
Oh, there's a double chick. Okay.
Yeah. So Lydia Hull is also in this movie.
Okay, I'm not familiar with her. I know that Meadow has been in a lot of movies. She was in like Beverly Hills Cop 3. She was in The Mask with Jim Carrey. Recent movie Den of Thieves, which is a really good movie. Also, I don't know if you've seen that yet. Yeah, Den of Thieves. Really good movie that's got the guy who played 13 Hours. Did you see that movie, 13 Hours?
Oh, yeah. I've seen, yes.
Yeah. So Pablo Schreiber, and Pablo played Chris Tonto Peranto, who has been on our show, and he also is a wearer of Defi Watches. He's got one of the Battlefields.
Yep.
And Pablo is in the Den of Thieves. 50 Cent's in that movie.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty good movie if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of good actors in this movie. Swen Temmel, Sergio Rizzuto, A bunch of really great guys in there that I got to meet and get fitted up, and it's going to be a really good show. And the cool part is that MoviePass is one of the bigger names involved with this movie. And this is their first feature film, with Bruce and everything else. So this is kind of a big deal for them. But the cool part for us is MoviePass is going to be promoting this for everybody to get to the theaters. That's the whole thing. MoviePass wants people into the theaters using their product.
Now, I've heard a little bit about MoviePass. Talk about what that is real quick.
So MoviePass is where you have a monthly subscription and you can see, all these movies per month. And, they got into a kind of a little jam up at one point because the frequency of movies and the cost, and there was a debate, a big news debate on, they couldn't follow through with some of the ability to go to movies. So then they had to pull back and say you can only go to X amount of movies. So I think they made a really good decision. Say, hey, if we're making movies, they can get more people into the seats and get in to see the stuff. And it's kind of a beginning phase for them.
Kind of like Netflix. We
so
make our own movies, then people will watch them on our network.
Yeah, so they're giving the benefit to their customer to say, hey, look, we're making movies and you can come see them and you can do all. I mean, they're putting a lot out there and giving a lot back to their customers. So it's kind of a really cool deal. But this one is kind of unique because this is the first one. We're involved with it.
10 Minutes Gone. It's a crime thriller.
Yes, we get a lot of exposure from them, giving it a lot of exposure.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of exposure, and you're already starting to get it, just from the actors posting selfies with the watches and stuff. But just so you guys know what it's about, it's a crime thriller that centers on a man whose memory has been lost due to a bank heist gone wrong. The character will need to piece together the missing 10 minutes from his memory in order to determine who sabotaged him. So, there's going to be a little gunplay involved, too. Know what I mean?
A little bit.
Yeah. With Bruce Willis in it, there is. Yippy Ki Yay.
But, the cool part, I think MoviePass is going to be able to deliver some really, really cool stuff to a lot of their people.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome, too. So, and we can expect that out. Let's see if it's got a release date here. I don't think it's got a release date yet.
No, they probably won't be able to gather all of that together probably for another 2 weeks because they're just, like I said, they're wrapping up shooting today and tomorrow.
Okay. And as you guys are listening to this, you hear this, it'll already have been wrapped.
Right.
We're recording on Friday. You guys are going to be hearing this Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, very cool. 10 Minutes Gone, featuring Smith & Bradley Limited Watches.
That's right.
The Sans 13, the Atlantis. Is there going to be any other ones in there?
There is one other.
There is one other. Okay. Is that going to be a surprise?
No, I can't tell you who's wearing it.
Because it'll give away the movie? So that's one bit of news that we're following up on with you that we've been teasing. So cat's out of the bag on the movie, which is awesome.
Yeah, cat's out.
Now you guys are involved in the big screen, but you've got something awesome going on the small screen with the Discovery Channel. And they've got a new series out. It's called Discovering Water.
Correct.
And it's about like really high-end, nice yachts.
Yeah, we're talking big time yachts here, and these are all sport yachts. And
yeah.
These are like nothing you've ever seen.
These are like things I can't afford. Probably most of our listeners can't afford, but it's that Robin Leach Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous kind of thing, but it's centered around.
It's all about sport fishing.
Sport fishing, exotic location, diverse cultures, and then taking these amazing boats to spectacular waters worldwide.
Yes, and it's just an amazing show. So we just posted up a little mini commercial on our Instagram and Facebooks yesterday for how that series is going to start, and it's a commercial with our watch in it for this show.
Very cool.
So if you guys go to our Instagram or Facebook on Primo Watches or on S&B Watches, you'll be able to see that. It's about a 45 or 50 second commercial.
So it says, in this show, you're going to miss out on those blatant infomercial-style references to sponsor products and the widely overused interview format that together has broadly stagnated the industry. Instead, this show is focused on producing the highest quality content, aiming to draw in a broader audience, bringing them with us on an incredible journey and inspire passion in our... So that sounds pretty cool.
They've brought the best of the best, period.
And it's inspired by Anthony Bourdain. So apparently this was something that he was working on prior to his passing away. Very cool.
It's a very big deal. It's going to be a really big deal on Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
And it kicks off October the 7th.
October the 7th. So that's coming up soon.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up soon.
So they're going to be in places like the Bahamas, Panama, Hawaii, Dubai,
Costa Rica,
Seychelles, Galapagos, all kinds of places. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Now, do you get to take part in any of that? They going to have you along for any of that?
They've asked if I would be along on any of it, and I just don't have the time to. I mean,
hey, I'll be your whipping boy for that. Just say, hey, my stand-in will go.
I love everything that, Collective is the group that's doing all the filming for it. Those guys are just top notch, man. I mean, it's just the best of the best. And they're like, hey, why don't you come along on this and come along? I'm like, I just don't have time. I just can't get away, for 4 or 5 days to go party on. It sounds real horrible, doesn't it?
But, I mean, my gosh, I think for the Galapagos or Great Barrier Reef or, even Dubai, I would love to go to Dubai. That just sounds like overkill of the uber rich in Dubai. They literally just built that place.
I know.
From there was no island there, and then all of a sudden there's an island there,
Yeah, we want something private for us, so let's just build it right here.
Yeah, let's just take sand. Let's just take sand from the ocean and move it up and make our own island.
Yeah, why not?
Dam up the ocean. Yeah. That's just prime example of way too much money. Uber rich.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
We're proud to be affiliated with this whole series, which is just fantastic.
And Discovery puts out really good shows, good quality content. And it's going to be on Sundays, 8:30 a.m. Eastern is when it's going to start off.
Yeah, that's where it's going to start off in its first billing, and then it'll start recycling through its other timings of other things that it does. But
that's really exciting, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, October 7th. You guys make sure you check that out. You can say, hey, we know the guy who makes those watches. Very cool.
Yeah, so now we're doing film, we're doing TV.
Film, TV, now we're doing internet, the interwebs with ZEW BOX. You guys have heard us talk about the ZEW BOX in the past, and it's almost here, right? Yeah,
so on the 25th. Okay. So probably by the time you guys are hearing this, it is live on Indiegogo.
Indiegogo, you can still sign up, though. You can still go and pre-sign up.
Yeah, you can still do that. But, kicking off on Tuesday, it's live.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to get products. Here's the cool part. The normal fee to sign up for this subscription is $149 a month for our digital series. And that's just our premier level.
Yeah.
And with that, instead of $149, if you sign up on Indiegogo, you're going to get it for $97, and your grandfather at that price.
Nice.
So it's kind of like early contributor. You're always rewarded. Always.
Now you lead heads who are no strangers to our show. We've talked about this in the past. Jerommie's talked about it. You've had the opportunity up until now to do this. Go to Indiegogo, get that great deal, but they've added something extra to it that's really going to appeal to you lead heads, and especially to that program that we're doing with Defi already, the 14 watches for 14 vets. ZEW BOX is going to be doing something similar.
So ZEW BOX and its founding members have decided that they are so infatuated with our Watches for Heroes program that they are going to adopt the Watches for Heroes program within ZEW BOX.
Boom.
And the way they're going to do this is they're going to ask all subscribers if they wish to participate in $15 extra a month. ZEW BOX will match that $15, and then we will be shipping ultra high-end watches to vets every quarter.
And that's first responders, law enforcement,
veterans, active and retired.
Veterans, active and retired, not just military. So that is awesome. So another incentive for you guys to go ahead and go get signed up for that ZEW BOX. And
you know, if they only want to do it, you know, for a 1 quarter with the extra 15, that's fine. They're going to match that money. So
yeah, you don't have to do it every time, right?
No, so they're going to put in like $60, you know, $15 a month for that quarter, or that $45, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And ZEW BOX is going to match that and make sure that they get one of the premier level watches.
That's awesome. Now, again, where can they go? And it's launch.zewbox.com/Indiegogo2. The number 2. And I've got a link on our Facebook page. I just made a post today, which is the September 21st. Got it pinned to the top right now. So you guys can go there. There's a link. Takes you right to it.
Yeah. Once it goes live, it's going to be pretty impressive. The other thing that they're doing is their executive tier. And that's going to be something that they have really done a lot of research with.
Mm-hmm.
And that tier is normally $349 or $379. I don't know which one of those two that they have, but it's going to be on Indiegogo for $297.
And they're going to get what kind of a watch with that?
Oh, the first month is actually a Prima automatic, way over the top. I mean, these guys are coming out of the gate hot.
That's awesome.
So, you know, that watch, I mean, retail on that watch is $1,400.
Yeah.
So when I mean they're coming in hot, they're coming in real hot, and they're coming in fast.
There you go, guys. Jerommie with Smith and Bradley, with Prima, with Defi. I mean, they're doing all kinds of great things, making a big name, and you guys got it here first. You're able to get these watches that, I mean, I can only imagine with the demand going up, prices probably going to go up too on some of this stuff, but I don't know, man. I mean, you somehow, some way find a way to keep it very affordable, especially for these lead heads. So,
well, we try to do everything we can to keep everything at a level that is attainable. We don't want to take things to an unattainable, because then that goes against our business practice of what we do.
Now, with all this success and fame and fortune, I mean, you're not going to forget about the lead heads. You're still going to hit them occasionally with these special deals, right?
Well, like I told you before,
yeah.
We're launching everything as far as even like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even divulging that to anybody else except you guys first. We're not even going to divulge it. I mean, we put a few things out on our social media, but we've never even said that we're doing the movie
right
in our social media.
Yeah. Guys hear it first here.
The guys that are wearing the stuff, yeah, they're posting it, but it's not saying what. And we're not going to divulge it for a little bit. So I just, that's why I told you we're going to reserve all of our stuff that we are doing will only come first through Talking Lead. And no other outlet gets it first. You guys get to hear it first. So any other deals that we do only comes through Talking Lead first.
There you go, guys. So we can expect some great deals again from Jerommie. We got to let him get his breath, though. I mean, he's got a lot going on right now. So he's hit you with some awesome deals here in the past. Some of you guys were smart enough to take advantage of it. And you're patting yourself on the back right now because you did. And I've seen some pictures of some of the Sans 13 2.0s that have gone out too to some of the lead heads. They've sent some pictures in. So I'll send pictures of mine when I get it. And
yeah.
Whenever that may come in the mail. But that's okay. He's got a special one just for old Lefty. So it's going to be worth the wait.
We got something just right for you.
Just right for Lefty. Hells right. Yeah. So guys, again, make sure you go check out smithbradleyltd.com, DefiWatches.com, and then Prima is
PrimaWatches.com.
PrimaWatches.com, and then go to launch.ZEWBOX.com/Indie. That's INDIEGOGO and the number 2. And you're going to love that.
If you don't want to go there, you can, on Tuesday, just go to Indiegogo.com, type in ZEW BOX, and they'll take you right to there. But they already told us at Indiegogo that if we hit a certain number within 48 hours, we're going to be on the front page of Indiegogo.
Ooh.
And they're going to start promoting us.
Now, I know you've also mentioned you've been contacted by a couple of higher-end, like luxury magazines and things like that, too. So we'll probably be seeing your watches on the magazines as well. So you're on the big screen, you're on the little screen, you're on the interwebs, you're on print media. You guys are everywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah, every time we turn around, it's like, oh, hey, we want you over here. Hey, we want you over here.
So we're going to continue this awesomeness that Jerommie is giving to you lead heads with our 10 watches, scratch 14 watches. That's 14 watches now for 14 vets, thanks to Bill and the Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association by donating 4 more to this. We're going to give another one away right now. And we're going to go to the mailbox, Jerommie.
Do it.
And this is from one of our number 1 lead heads. This is George B, and it's George with a J. You guys know George. He's won a couple of swag packages and things. So always contributing to the show, sending us Jackwagons and facts to fight the myths and good information. So he says, Lefty, I don't want the watch for myself, but I would like to nominate from North Carolina, Patrick G. And he goes by Uncle Pat, as he's referred to in the family. He's a Navy man who served honorably in both World War II and Korea, and is an inspiration to the entire family. And then he goes on to say, on a separate note, at age 94, Uncle Pat has a sharp mind and is always telling stories about his experiences. Stories about being in the Pacific and in Japan just 3 days after dropping of the atomic bomb. Wow. Tales of the young, brave men who he served with and of those who never returned. If interested, let me first talk with him and see if he's willing. So what do you say, Leadheads? You guys interested in getting Uncle Pat on the show? Send me your emails, talkinglead@gmail.com. Give me some feedback on Facebook, Instagram, and we'll get Uncle Pat on. We'll see if George can't get Uncle Pat on. I think that'd be a great show. But Uncle Pat's going to get a watch.
That's history that you will not find in the books. Everything he's going to tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, when my grandfather used to tell me stories when he was in World War II, it's stuff you get to hear from right there. It's not stuff you're going to find in a book.
No, not at all.
So the field watch was designed off my grandfather's watch, who was in World War II.
Yeah.
That's how it was developed. So why not give him something a little bit bigger, easier to read now?
Something he can relate to, maybe?
Something he can relate to.
Yeah?
It makes sense.
Something not all high-tech, fangled like the battlefield is, or the Scout.
Said, I just need a watch. I need to tell time. I don't give a damn what else it does. It just tells time. Just a nice. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I think that definitely Uncle Pat would definitely appreciate that. Stepped up and done.
There you go. Thank you. So, George, send me an email, talkinglead@gmail.com, and we're going to hook up Uncle Pat and then talk to him. Let's see if we can't maybe get him on the show. I know you're I think you're in California. I don't know that I'm going to be out in California anytime soon, but it might be one of those things where it might be easier if I'm in the same room with Uncle Pat. That would be kind of cool. If we could try to make that happen. But anyway, yeah, so definitely interested in that. Thanks for the offer, George, and congratulations to Uncle Pat. I'm going to send Uncle Pat some Talking Lead swag, too, so we'll hook him up.
Very good.
Very good. So, you guys, we've got 4 more, if my counting is correct, watches to give away. So, send me your nominations. Again, if you're a military, law enforcement, first responder, what are 911 operators called? 911 operators?
Yeah.
They're first responders, too. They count. And I'd like to get a 911 operator story in here as well. They've got.
Can you imagine all those stories?
Oh man, I was watching this show the other day, and one of the guys was a 911 operator, and he was talking about some of the crazy things that they have to deal with. So I know some of them definitely would like one of your watches too. So guys, send me those nominations, talkingled@gmail.com. In the subject, I want the watch, so I can differentiate all your emails from your Jackwagon recommendations to your guest recommendations. Send all those in separate emails, please. It just helps me keep everything organized and make sure I don't overlook anybody. So very good. Doesn't look like we're going to get Sergeant Major today. He did send a text. He is knee deep in, taking care of the disasters over there down in North and South Carolina. He sent me some pictures here. So they're hard at it. If he calls me back here soon, I'll get him back on. But if not, we're going to try to get Sergeant Major on next week, and he's going to give us an update on all the good things they're doing down there, Sheepdog Impact Assistance. But before we go, Jerommie, I've got a swag pack that I want to give away to a lucky lead head, and I put the call out a couple of episodes ago. I want to hear from you female lead heads. I want to hear from the women. I want to hear from the ladies. I want to hear what you want us to talk about on the show, some guest recommendations, what you like about the show currently. So, and guys, don't use your wife's email addresses because I'll sniff it out. It's gonna be female specific swag too, so you're not gonna want it. It's gonna be lady stuff. Jerommie, if he could see my hat right now, my camera's black and white for some reason. We had a power outage. I'm wearing a pink Remington ladies hat here.
It's just black and white to me.
I've got some nice Remington lady shooting shirts. Got some hats. And then, of course, I've got some Talking Leadhead Brigade patches that I'm going to send out. But it's got to be a lady. So that's the next swag package. So whether you leave me some feedback on iTunes, you send me an email with the information that I just asked, I'm going to pick one next episode. So there you go. I know Jerommie's got a concert he's got to get to. I'm jealous. He's going to go to, I called them one-hit wonders, but you said they got more than one hit.
I think they do. We're going to find out.
Yeah?
I haven't heard them in so long.
Who is it?
I don't remember all of their stuff.
And who is it you're going to go see?
Living Color.
Living Color, the Cult of Personality.
That's right.
Man, I love that. Was one of my favorite songs back in high school. Showing my age now.
We'll see how they sound tonight.
I bet they're good. I bet they're spot on.
And then tomorrow night, my wife and I, we're going to go see Sheila E.
Oh, Sheila E.
Yeah, man.
Nice, little percussionist.
There you go.
Wasn't she?
Hairdo.
His hair. What now?
We'll go see those 80s hairdos.
Oh, you think they're still rocking the 80s?
I think the people there will be.
Oh, the people there? Yeah, that'll be. You need to take pictures. Make sure you take lots of pictures.
Yes.
But Sheila E., she was a prodigy of Prince, wasn't she?
Yeah.
He's kind of what got her started.
Yeah.
100%.
Very cool.
Yeah, Prince is I love Prince. That guy is just as eclectic and just put it out there the way that he wanted it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely an icon.
Yes.
Well, you guys have fun. I'm jealous. Send us lots of pictures.
We may do a video or two and just post it up on Instagram.
Okay. That'd be cool. Tag Talking Lead so all the lead heads can see it too.
Don't know how the sound quality will be, but we'll see how the show is.
Well, it's all about the visuals.
Isn't that what it's all about?
Right. It's all about the visuals. So, Jerommie, again, thank you so much for being on the show. Congratulations with everything that you guys have going on. It's an honor to be a small part of all that here at Talking Lead. I know the Leadhead Brigade, they're all excited for you as well. So you guys make sure you go to Jerommie's social media pages on Defi Watches, on Smith Bradley LTD, Prima Watches, ZEW BOX. They've got I know they've got an Instagram that they're building up right now. So you guys go there, follow them as well. And Jerommie's going to be back soon and hit you guys with another awesome deal that you just don't want to miss out on.
you never want to miss these shows.
You never. That brings us to the end of another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Leadheads, make sure you go and support those who support the show, like Defi Watches and Smith Bradley LTD, like Right On Optics, the official optics of Talking Lead, rightonusa.com, Modern Spartan Systems for all your gun cleaning and lubrication needs. Don't just clean your firearms, optimize them with Modern Spartan Systems line of products. 1776united.com, the official swag provider of Talking Lead. You get your t-shirts, get your patches, and I just talked with James today, and those mugs are coming. But until he gets them on there, you can still go to our good buddies over at Dipstick Hydrographics, dip123.com/Talking Lead, and get those. And then, of course, the best, most affordable AR-500 steel targets on the market today are Jerommie X Steel Targets. X Steel Targets. Hey! They just ran an awesome deal. I know some of you leadheads sent me some emails saying how you capitalized on those deals that they had loaded up on your AR-500 steel targets. So congratulations to you guys who took advantage of those discounts. I mean, you got to listen to the show to get these discounts. Not only just from Jerommie when he comes on here, but all of our sponsors will run deals just specifically for you leadheads. So you got to be listening to take advantage of those deals. So Jerommie, again, thank you so much. Until next time, leadheads, as always, keep your loved ones close
And your watches closest.
Your Prima, your Defi, your S. Smith and Bradley, and go see 10 Minutes Gone when it comes out.
Yeah, as soon as we get a release date, we're going to give it to you.
Through MoviePass.
That's right. And if anything, go sign up for MoviePass. Get in on it.
All right, guys. Talk to you next time.